Kia ora folks, welcome to the fucking woo woo podcast. I'm wearing a hat so that it seems like I've recorded this on a different day, but some of them I'm actually recording on the same day, like 2 or 3 podcasts all in a row, and I just put on different tops, and now I've got a hat, so it must be a different day, right? I do this podcast because I struggle with life, and people find that find it helpful. Someone else who fucking is fumbling their way through it, right? And it's come up with some ideas that are helpful. I'm a musician and a therapist and a father and a medicine person, and I'm not very highly trained in any of those things, but I just I do my very best. That's my that's my pedigree. That's my qualification. As I'm fucking trying, man. It's hard for me, but I'm trying. That's a quote from Midlake, a beautiful band. Hey, I wanted to start with a little disclaimer, just tidy up some business. I repeat myself because I don't have a very good memory, especially at the moment. I'm going through a bout of insomnia, so I don't remember shit very well, and it's like my hippocampus is just like gone offline. It's just like we'll save energy and we'll just be present and aware, and we won't bother with remembering shit because we just don't have the energy for that. So if I tell the same story twice, hopefully not like an elongated version of the story, if that's the right way to use that word. But I might reference certain things, and certainly in terms of lessons or concepts, I'm likely to repeat shit a lot. But I think that's how we learn, through repetition, so hopefully you guys are cool with that. Don't probably watch too many episodes all on the same day, or listen to them. Now, what did I want to talk about? Okay, cool. So this one I wanted to talk about, this concept of how do we balance as humans, right? How do we balance as humans? This concept that we've been told our whole fucking lives, from ever since, I don't know, self-psychology in the 60s and the whole self-esteem movement and stuff. This idea that we need to be the source of our own love. How do we be the source of our own love? This idea that we need to love ourselves first before we can truly love another. That whole thing that we've been told. You need to do the work. Nowadays we're talking about you need to do the shadow work. How do we do all this work? How do we do all this stuff when there seems to be an ineffable truth that we're denying when we're taking that on? The ineffable truth being that we are fucking mammals, man. We are fucking pack animals. We are pack animals. We're not going to learn about relationship by ourselves. We're not going to learn to love ourselves writing in our fucking journal or being by ourselves. We learn how to love by being loved by our parents, by our tribe, by our pack. We need to learn about love in relationship with others. We need to learn about relationship in relationship with others. And we probably need to do the lion's share of our healing in relationship with others. Now, a lot of people are going to disagree with me on that shit. They're going to say, well, but I fucking read this and I've read that and I need to blah, blah, blah. Look, we can argue about it if you want, but we're not going to argue because it's a monologue. Only I get to talk. You just get to write comments, and I'm not going to read them because I'm too scared of what you might say. But here's the deal. This burden of responsibility that we put on ourselves, that we have to somehow, by ourselves, learn to love ourselves all alone. I don't think that's right. I don't think that's kind. I don't think that's how it has to be. Now, I also don't think it's right or kind or how it has to be that we get into a romantic relationship and suddenly expect the person that we've fallen in love with to all of a sudden meet all of our needs, unconscious expectations and assumptions. And if they don't, we punish them, I don't think that's how it should be either. There's got to be some fucking balance though, right, guys? Like, there's got to be some Hey, so when I say guys, I don't know if you're from Aotearoa or what country you're from. I'm not saying guys like, and please get me wrong, because I think of myself as a third wave feminist, so I may be wrong here. I try to be. But like, when I say guys, I'm meaning it in the gender neutral way. And some of you will probably say, no, you can't say guys meaning it gender neutral. So you let me know if that's not okay, and I'll change that shit up, okay? I think we can use guys meaning people of any gender and non-binary, but if I'm wrong about that, you just let me know, and I'll apologize for that, and I won't do it next time, okay? That would be the kind of comment I would like. That would be a kind of comment I would respect and appreciate. And you're probably only my friends who are going to fucking listen to this anyway, right? So just message me directly and tell me, bro, don't do the guys. You can't do guys anymore, okay? It was hard enough for me to let go of retard. I thought retard was fine, like for years beyond it being fine. And you know what's so disgusting about that to me? What breaks my heart about that is I have loved ones in whānau who have intellectual disability. And I thought it was funny to keep saying that once it was clear that that was not appropriate anymore. And I thought, oh, but it's funny, you know? Like my desire to have a laugh was more important than me perpetuating discrimination and stigma against people who are already some of the most marginalized people in this world. Yeah. It's, that's not something that, reflecting on that tunes me into my failings quite quickly. Aroha mai. Aroha mai to the world. Aroha mai to that community, to those people. Aroha mai to myself. We live in a very cynical world, and it's very easy to adopt cynical attitudes, whether it's towards people with intellectual disabilities or to people who are trans. We can think that our right, our entitlement for a laugh or to not have to learn all these fucking pronouns is really important. I just want to be able to say things without having to be fucking, walking on eggshells. And that's fair enough. I want you to be able to say things without walking on eggshells too. But you don't have to be a cunt about it. You know what I mean? Now, I've been told that third wave feminists in fucking Melbourne are dropping C-bombs all over the place. The cunt's okay now. But again, I could be wrong. But I'm pretty sure that's all right now. Again, you tell me. And I'm not saying that to be facetious. I'm not trying to pick a fight here. I literally have been told that the C word is back in. And I tell you that as someone who didn't say it for fucking 20 years because it was like the most derogatory was what I was told. And now I'm told it's all right again. Do I have to delete this podcast? Is this done? Is this unsalvageable? If I fucking... But I mean it. I mean, if I get a fucking message from a fucking contemporary feminist, not one of these fucking trans exclusionary feminists, but a contemporary fucking progressive feminist who tells me, no, you got to cut that shit out from any of my friends, I swear to God, I will do a public apology on the next one, and I'll give you the rationale for why I'm not using that word anymore, and I'll stop fucking using it. Straight up. I'll stop using it. I care more about doing the right thing than I do about my fucking liberties or freedom of speech. That's just me. And you guys might have a different perspective and go, fucking don't stop saying this and don't stop saying that. I will stop saying it, friends. I will stop fucking saying it. I don't want to say shit that offends. Oh, here's a little thing about swearing, by the way, folks. If you object to me fucking swearing, let me just tell you my kaupapa on swearing, okay? In my opinion, from what I can understand, slang and swearing comes from the working class, okay? It's the working class who come up with slang and swearing. And it's the fucking ruling class who say, oh, slang and swearing is uncouth. Slang and swearing is vulgar. So, in my opinion, all this stuff about you shouldn't swear, that's just the ruling class looking down and shaming the working class again. Just telling us we're not good enough and the way we talk's not good enough. So I say, fuck you, because fuck you, right? I'll just talk how the fuck I want to talk. And if people don't like swearing, don't listen to this fucking podcast, man. It's not for you. There's another saying. You can't save your face and your ass at the same time. I've got bigger fish to fucking fry than what words I use to express myself. If you can understand the words I'm using, then we're good. All I'm trying to do is communicate. I don't want to offend people. I don't want to push people away. I don't want to be not appropriate for your 13-year-old son. But let me tell you something. Your 13-year-old son has heard all of these fucking words, right? And I'm saying these words in the service of trying to deliver a positive message, And if the words turn you off, then you can get the same message from 100 other dudes, right? Like, you don't need to listen to this one. I'm going to keep on swearing. But language counts. And the words we use matter. And I will take feedback on those other ones that we've already referred to. Now, what the fuck was I even talking about? It was something to do with... I still need to work out the pause button. Surely there's a pause button, guys. Pack animals. Okay, I'm going to have to circle back to... I might have been on some tangent. Pack animals. We're pack animals, okay? We're pack animals. We learn to heal. We learn to love. We learn to grow as a pack. In communication, in relationship to others, you know? So... at the same time, we don't want to be codependent. We don't want to have unfair expectations of others. And we also want to be self-sufficient. You know, we need some steadfastness inside of ourselves. So what is the balance, right? What is the balance? How do I be self-sufficient and yet my self-sufficiency not being me spiritual bypassing my very real and very valid relational needs? What's the dichotomy there? How do you do that? What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to... Okay, so inside of me, it's like I've got a hierarchy. It's like I've got a matrix or a hierarchy, where for me, the validation and approval I want most in this world is from a romantic partner. And I'm such a romantic that I could say to you, no, it's not any romantic partner. It's only my last romantic partner, the one who I'm currently grieving and heartbroken about. It's only her. It's how special she is. And trust me, folks, with hand on my fucking heart, she is one of the most special people on the planet. Incredibly special. However, the truth is, this need of mine to be validated and given approval, it predates her by fucking the entire length of my life. Okay? So I can't say it's just about her. It's about fucking me, man. My need for approval, my need for validation, it doesn't come from any partner who happens to haplessly stumble into my orbit. It comes from me. Now, I can have relationship with her, connection with her, love with her. We can give to each other. We can feel seen and met by each other. But if I need her to validate my existence, if I need her to constantly approve of my thoughts and feelings and actions, it leaves me pretty fucking vulnerable, because her phone might run out of battery. She might not get my message for a few hours. And then I'm fucking anxious as shit. Oh shit, I sent her some, like, you know, I don't know. Maybe we were having a beautiful, intimate conversation and I thought, oh, this will be a funny place. It'll be a nice context for me to drop something really sexually explicit. And it's kind of jarring, but at the same time, it's kind of hot. And then her phone dies and I don't hear from her for 5 hours. And I think I fucking, you know what I mean? Like, that's a hard situation. You know what I mean? I'm just sitting there not able to regulate myself, thinking, oh shit, have I blown it, you know? Her phone might die. She might split up with me. I might split up with her. She might die. Here's the thing. If I need someone else to make me okay, I'm kind of fucked. I'm kind of fucked. So I need myself to be okay with myself. How I get to a point where I am healed enough, or healed enough's good. How I'm healed enough that I can do that for myself, that I can regulate myself. How I get to that point is probably going to involve me having connections with others. It's probably going to involve me doing some personal work. Some of that will be by myself. Some of that will be with friends. Some of that might be restorative work in familial relationships, having, you know, intimate conversations with a mother or a father or a grandparent or an auntie or a mentor or whatever. We heal in relationships. We learn about love and loving relationships. But at a certain point, we do need to take personal responsibility that we are not putting onto our partners or any one friend or family member a constant need for validation and approval. That's really fucking important. So after this breakup that I've recently had, I realized just how much I was constantly needing affirmation and validation and approval, probably approval most of all. Thinking I was needing it. Every message I would send, I'd think, oh, I'm just sending her a beautiful message. I just want to tell her something or share something with her. You know, I don't need anything back. I'm just giving selflessly here. I'm just giving selflessly here. But I was hoping I'd get something back. It's funny how quickly the time would pass till I started wondering when I was going to get something back with no expectations or entitlement. But I'm like, it's been a couple hours. Where's my compliment? Where's my pat on the back for being a good boy? You know? Where's my fucking pat on the back for being a good boy? Fuck, we're funny guys, eh? We are funny. We are funny creatures. So what I've been doing, decided that I need a little space. Didn't want a little space. We had one of those breakups where we just like keep messaging each other all day long and even having sleepovers sometimes. You know what I mean? Like one of those real loving separations where a few months in you realize you actually haven't done much grieving at all because you haven't even fucking started. But you thought you were so sophisticated and advanced that you'd already done the grieving during the relationship. And by the time it ended, it was just easy. One of those ones, eh? Where you think you're so fucking clever until you're crying in the middle of a fucking field by yourself. Going, we split up 3 months ago. How am I in this field crying by myself? So what I see now is this vulnerable child inside of me, right? The vulnerable child inside of me saying, I want to tell her about that. I want to tell her that I've done this. You know, I want to tell her about this experience. I'm going, oh shit, I know you do. And you're going to be anxious as fuck when I tell you this, but I'm not going to tell her. I'm not going to send her a message telling her how smart I am or how generous I am or what a good thing I've done. And I'm not going to hear from her what a good boy I am. I'm going to have to give that to you myself. And he says, thanks, Tom. It'd be really nice. I'd love a... He says, oh, I'd fucking love a pat on the back from you, Tom. Oh, yeah, that'd feel real good. How about we tell her too? How about... No, listen, Tom. Listen up. How about... Listen. How about we tell her as well? You can give me the pat on the back. It feels so good, Tom. I love a pat on the back from you. That's delicious. Thank you. I really like it. But can we tell her too? And then we can just get a pat on the back from... No, give me the fucking phone. That's what it's like. He's desperate, man. He's fucking desperate. And I'm fucking 44 years old, folks. And I have done so many fucking shamanic journeys and had so much fucking psychotherapy and 12-step, going through the steps with a sponsor. Like, I've been doing personal work since I was fucking 14 years old. In fact, I first went to a counsellor when I was 13 years old. You know what he said to me? I didn't get it at the time, but it's pertinent now. This is all I remember from seeing that counsellor when I was 13. He said, remember this mantra. I said, what the fuck is a mantra? He said, don't worry about that. Just remember this saying. I like me and I like you. And I want you to like me too. But if you don't like me, I'll still like me. I'll say that one more time. I like me and I like you. I want you to like me too. But if you don't like me, I'll still like me. I remember thinking it was a little bit twee at 13. I remember thinking that doesn't sound very deep. It sounds a little bit like the kind of counselling you give school kids. I'm not a child. I'm 13. I'm a drug addict already. Take me seriously, man. It's probably one of the few things that a counsellor ever said to me during those turbulent teenage years that I actually remember. I think it gets to the heart of things. Anyway, now I have to do a freestyle for you. I don't need to wrap shit up nicely, eh? Like, I've talked about some concepts. You can kind of get the threads where I'm going. I don't necessarily circle back around and finish the thought. You're all grown-ups, right? You can work it out. I fucking love you guys. Thank you for sticking with me for this podcast. This is episode 4 or something, isn't it? I did one like 2 months ago, but I don't know if maybe I'll publish that one in a few weeks as like, oh, the lost one. Because there'll be so much hype about this podcast, right? Everyone's going to want to hear the long-lost episode from 2 months ago. It's like manna from heaven, the pearls of wisdom old Tom Tom drops. Now, what was the genre of the last Freestyle. Was it more reggae again? I don't think my brain's firing. There's another 4 hours sleep for me, so I don't think my brain's firing enough for hip hop. Maybe I'll do another folk one. Well, let's just see what happens. I need some new chords. I only know whatever. How many letters are there when you get up to G? Is that 6 letters or 7? I only know those 6 or 7 chords, whatever the fuck they are. I calm down now. I calm down and I calm down now. I'm calming down. I feel the earth beneath my feet. I feel a sense of what I want to be. You don't have to watch your words, girl, when you're talking to me. 'Cause I have a sense of what you're trying to see. It makes sense, it makes sense, it makes sense to me. You talk about darkness, you talk about wholeness, you talk about the realness and the truth. Well, I wonder what whole is in this abysmal, dismal climate of consciousness. Third density angels parading around the expansiveness. All of this in a nutshell, well, I suppose it's just an idea somebody just wrote in here, wrote it on the blackboard and the wall. The barkeeper says that's what this blackboard is for. By the time you leave, you won't need it anymore. Hope I don't have a Patreon or anything. See, guys can't give me any money for this shit, but I would love it if you'd share with your friends if you like it. Hope you guys have a beautiful day.